This is part 2 of the Sony Vegas layout. So we're going to be looking at some of the buttons over here at the top and what do they do. I'm just going to get a little bit deeper into the Sony Vegas interface. So over here, these are just simple stuff. If you put your mouse pointer over all these buttons, you're going to get a little pop-up telling you what they are. So these are pretty self-explanatory. New project, open a project you already have saved, save a project, save as, render as. This opens up project properties, which we looked at in the first video. There's also the same button over here. Don't know why they did that, but it's there. They have the cut, copy, paste, and they have undo buttons here also. So let's start right here first. So this button right here is a button that you're going to use a lot. It is your normal edit tool, and basically it allows you to select the different events on your timeline, different objects. So you can click, and if you notice, they get highlighted. So that is, the basic function of it. You can use it to click and drag on a blank spot on the timeline to create a highlighted region. And if you turn your loop on with this button right here, or hit Q on your keyboard, the looped area will become highlighted. And what that means is when you play, it'll always loop within that section. If you have the loop off, it will not loop in that section. It will just stop when it gets to the end of the highlighted area. Also, if you want to select multiple objects, but not consecutively multiple objects, you can say click on this one, then you hold the control key and click on another one, and then those two will be selected and you can click and drag those. Next we have the envelope edit tool. So real quickly, let me jump into that and show you what it is. Let's get a little zoom in going. And I'm going to create an envelope. Let's create a velocity envelope. Velocity envelopes control the speed of the playback of a video clip. So you can speed it up, slow it down. Now, with this, I can say move this like that. And what happens is I play this back now, the video will slow down at that point. The main point of the envelope edit tool is you can edit an envelope, create points on it, move it around and all that stuff with the main edit tool. What might happen is you might accidentally grab the actual clip when you're trying to grab a point and move it around. So with the envelope edit tool, it focuses only on the envelope and the envelope's points, and you won't accidentally grab the clip and move it, which you do not want to do that. When you have something really complex, a lot of pieces, and you got everything in the right position and you accidentally move it, or you're not paying attention, you're on the phone, clicking around with the mouse. So that's the purpose of the envelope edit tool. Next we have the selection tool. Now what the selection tool helps you do is to select. If you want to select a group of things quickly, you just switch to the select tool and it allows you to just lasso over what you need to grab, and now all of those are highlighted and you can still use that tool to grab and move that stuff around. Last but not least is your zoom tool right up here, which is pretty self-explanatory once again. You can click and lasso over what you want to zoom to, and it zooms the height as well as the width based on what you zoomed over. So if I click and say I want to look at this area, it's just going to give me that whole fade out area that I just highlighted with the lasso, and it'll give me a really blown up view of it. If I click just the top half, it'll basically open it up vertically. If I double click, it'll actually zoom everything way back out. So that is the zoom tool. Now with these 4 tools that I just went through up top here, to cycle through them quickly with the keyboard shortcuts is you just hit the letter D and it'll keep cycling through those 4 tools in order. So it's a quick way to just switch between them, and you'll see your icon change to the different tools respectively. Okay, so let's look at Ripple Edit. What is Ripple Edits? If you had like a very complicated layout of footage and crossfades, fade outs, titles, and all this stuff, and the client said they wanted you to stick something in right here. So the footage looks like this right now. You got a crossfade there, fade out, the text fades in, crossfades into the final shot, then it ends. So the client says they want some more media stuck in between the grape shot and the shot of the flower. Now, just to move everything over manually would be a pain in the butt. And imagine if you had way more footage and audio and titles, markers, and regions. It'll be annoying. So what you can do is turn Ripple Edit on, and then make sure you have it checked to this, because most times you're going to need to move all that stuff. So if I went to add this piece of media, drag it and say drop it right here, what Ripple Edit will do, it will automatically move everything over from the point of where the footage ended that I dragged in. And then if I shorten this, it'll automatically move with it. So that's a handy feature that helps keep everything in place, and I can just keep adding stuff at different points, and everything to the right of what you added is gonna adjust to the end of that clip. So of course you want to make sure you just turn Ripple Edit on when you need it, and once you're done with it, turn it off. So next we have auto crossfades, which is kind of self-explanatory if you know what a crossfade is, but if you don't, I will show you. So if we want, we can just push these two together. If they're separate, the ends are just touching, then you'll get nothing. Once you push them into each other, you will get crossfade regions right here. Signify one of them fading in and one fading out. So with that feature turned on, I suggest leave it on at all times, and you'll have auto crossfades being created once you push the media together, whether it's images, video, audio.